Hi everyone, welcome back to Scented Moments channel. I'm Loewe, and in this video I want to talk about 10, well, technically they are 11. I needed to cheat here a bit, but these are 11 fragrances that I will never stop recommending. Now this is a video idea that was going around YouTube, I think it was somewhere last year or a couple of years ago. And I noticed that I never brought up this topic, and I think it's a good topic to approach. So I just wanted to talk about and to highlight the fragrances that I absolutely love and really everyone should at least try. And actually I'm from time to time, or a lot of times, I'm mentioning these fragrances, these fragrance houses. So these, I think, none of these, if you're following this channel for a while, none of these will be a surprise for you, but I just want to enhance how good these fragrances are. So I have here a nice mix of designers and niche, and I will not mention in a specific order. So the first fragrance that I have here is from house of Frederick Malle, and it is Music for a While. Music for a While is a masterpiece in my opinion. This is such a unique scent. This is one of the most unique fragrances that I came across. This is all about lavender, a beautiful lavender, breathtaking lavender, like in a vein of Beau de Jour by Tom Ford, which for me is one of the best lavenders out there. This is also one of the best lavenders. But whilst Tom Ford is very heavy, very centric in the lavender, here you have more things. You have this juicy, realistic pineapple accord, which is so, it has a natural feel. It's sweet. You need to have a sweet tooth to appreciate it, but it's so realistic and has a natural feel into it. It really seems like you just squeezed a piece of pineapple. And then you have patchouli, this earthy green patchouli in the base. I mean, this blend is so unique, and it's something that I would never think that would work, but it really works here. This was not love at first sniff for me, but now I don't see myself without this scent. It's one of my all-time favorites from Frederick Malle, definitely top 3 favorites from Frederick Malle. Absolutely love this one. This is Music for a While, and the performance also is really good. Best pineapple accord in the game, and the most original, unique blend, and it's a high quality scent. So you have everything in one bottle here. It's Music for a While by Frederick Malle. It's one that you definitely need to check out. And the next fragrance is for oud lovers, and especially if you don't want to break your bank. So usually oud fragrances that have, fragrances with natural wood, I think it will be rare, but if they have, they will be very expensive. And even the fragrances that have this high quality blend to give an oud impression, they are also quite expensive. This one, I don't know if it has natural oud or not, but what I do know is that it has a natural feel, and again, will not break your bank. I bought this at Notino for 50 euros. It's from the house of Ajmal, and it is Mukhallat Shams. This one right here. This is a 50 ml, although it doesn't look like a 50 ml, but this is a 50 ml eau de parfum concentration, and you got here an amazing oud scent. It's a bit animalic, it's resinous, it's dark, it's heavy, but it's not scratchy, you know, it's not loud, and it doesn't feel synthetic. This, seriously, it's quite earthy, woodsy, soily, resinous, animalic oud. it's amazing. This fragrance is amazing, and it's not overly animalic. I mean, it's not overly funky, but it has some funk into it, and it has a underneath this oud has a sweet creaminess. But seriously, guys, this is one of the best woods that I came across, especially for the price. I mean, Ajmal has some amazing gems. Seriously, I'm very impressed with this fragrance house so far, and I would love to experience more fragrance from this house. But I mean, I needed to blind buy them because here in Portugal, I mean, it's not that you can try Ajmal fragrances first, but at least this one, and then there's another one. I think it's Homme, which is an amazing woodsy fragrance, just woods, cedarwood, sandalwood, some creamy undertones. I mean, fantastic. And the oud in here is really one of the best out there. So if you want to experience a natural smelling oud scent without breaking your bank, just go with this one, Mukhallat Shams by Ajmal. Wonderful scent right here. Next fragrance is from the house of Tom Ford. It's from the Private Blanc collection, and it is Tobacco Vanille. Now, I know Tobacco Vanille, it's not new, far from it. For me, this is already a classic. But I have such a close connection with Tobacco Vanille, and honestly, oh, so good. This sweet, spicy, almost candied tobacco scent is, wow, amazing. This fragrance is that type of scent that was a groundbreaking release. I mean, actually all of the original releases from Tom Ford from the Private Blanc collection, they were all groundbreaking. I mean, you had Tobacco Vanille, Noir de Noir, Tuscan Leather, you also have Oud Wood. I mean, I think there were 7. I think Japon Noir was in it also. Then there are a few that were discontinued, and now they are re-released as limited editions with a tremendous, outrageous price tag. But all of the OG releases of this Private Blanc collection, they were groundbreaking. They really set a trend. And nowadays, if you smell the Sentiene, it clicks Tobacco Vanille. Even though it's not, because you have so many fragrances that right now are highly inspired by this Sentiene, but whatever you try this tobacco, sweet tobacco scent, you immediately think of Tobacco Vanille. And it's how good this is, how iconic and how groundbreaking this fragrance is. And honestly, to this day, this is one of my all-time favorites. I don't know if it's still my favorite. I need to experience again the other tobacco scents that I have, because I really love Tia Banero from Rania J, which is a completely different tobacco scent. It's a tobacco with oud and animalic touch. It's amazing. It's amazing. But it's completely different from Tobacco Vanille. Rania J is actually a house that I highly recommend you to try. But yes, I still need to rediscover a bit of my tobacco collection in terms of fragrances, of course, because Herod, it's also really good. Naxos, Puravan, rest in peace, and others. But still, this is Tobacco Vanille. It's still one of my all-time favorites. It's definitely top 3, and I will never stop recommending this. This is perfect for Christmas, perfect for the winter time, the colder weather in general. This is very seductive, and it's the type of scent that you will be noticed. This is quite appealing. Of course, you need to have a sweet tooth, because this goes into gourmand territories. It has like this honeyed, spicy, creamy nuances that gives this gourmand qualities, this gourmand impression. So definitely you need to have a sweet tooth. I have great performance. I don't have any complaints whatsoever in terms of performance. I mean, a lot of people complain that this was heavily reformulated, yada yada. I mean, I don't know. I purchased this one like 4 years ago. 4 years ago or 5, I don't recall, but I think it was 4 years ago. This fragrance is a fragrance that made me realize that they are much more unique creations other than just your regular designers. It's thanks to Tobacco Vanille that I discovered niche. Although this is not niche, but well, when I tried this, I was like, wow, fragrances can smell like this. Okay, I want to experience more. Like, please do tell me more about this. So yeah, I have a really close connection with Tobacco Vanille. And it's still one of the best sweet tobacco scents out there, in my opinion. Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille, I will never stop recommending this beautiful sweet tobacco scent. The next fragrance here, it's from the house of Christian Dior, Dior Homme Parfum. I mean, yeah, I am mentioning these fragrances 4 years ago since I started this YouTube channel, and since then I'm always recommending this fragrance. My winter lists, in my leather lists, and I mean, you name it. I'm more long lasting. I mean, this is one of the best, if not the best designer fragrance out there. I mean, best design, I mean, it's a bold statement. I need to recognize that, but it's definitely one of the best designer fragrances out there, because actually Dior Homme, Dior Homme Intense, they are also amazing, but this is the one that I have a closer connection with. Although Dior Homme is the one that I use the most, and for me it's the most versatile. And again, if you were asking me what would be my only signature scent, Dior Homme would be the answer. But this one, I love the density, the complexity, the thickness. This is a thick perfume with double C. This is really a thick perfume. You have here the iris, this butchery makeup-y iris with rose, and this heavy dark suede leather with some woods. I mean, wonderful. This is one of the most unique creations out there. This for me is a reference for iris, for leathers. This is how designer fragrances should be, should smell like, you know. Of course, not all need to be this dense, dark and thick and heavy, but the uniqueness. I think all designer fragrances should be unique, should have their own character, their own scent DNA, not like, well, they are basically all smell the same. But yeah, Dior Homme Parfum, it's simply outstanding. If you want like just one winter fragrance in your collection, or if you don't have a collection, if you just want a one fragrance that will just cut through the cold, this is the one for you. It's Dior Homme Parfum. And nowadays this is still the original 75 ml. Now it comes in a 100 ml, so I definitely recommend you to buy this one while you can, because I don't know what will happen with Dior, with Francis Courtien as their in-house parfumeur. I really don't know what he will do with this line, nor in general what will happen with at least the mainstream line of Christian Dior. I mean, in the private land collection, in the I don't recall, Maison Christian Dior private line, whatever. I mean, in their more expensive exclusive line, it seems like he wants to bring some of the original creations which had his influence, especially Au Noir, which was created by him. Definitely they will discontinue a lot of fragrances that they just were pumping out in their private blend, which for me was insane. So I think they will discontinue a lot of fragrances in their private blend collection or private line. I don't know what will happen in the mainstream line. I don't know what they will do, what they will release, and what they will do with their line overall. So let's see. I hope they don't throw in this fragrance line like they were trying to with that Dior Homme 2020, but you all know my opinion about that. I just hope that they will stick with this beautiful scent, because Francis Courjean, he actually created the Dior Homme cologne, the original, not the lemon that you can buy nowadays, but the one that was released in 2007. And so he was the nose behind that fragrance. So I'm hoping that he will stick with the Dior Homme line, that this will still be a reference of Christian Dior. And so with that, I really recommend you to just buy this one. No, try this one, because this is not for everyone. Just try it at least. Dior Homme Parfum, it's a masterpiece. The next fragrance here, it's from the house of Chanel. This was hard to pick just one Chanel fragrance that I will never stop recommending, because I wanted to choose Egoist, which is a masterpiece. Egoist could easily be in the list exclusive. Actually, in my opinion, the sandalwood, at least the current sandalwood used in Bois des Îles, for me is the same as in Egoist. That's just my opinion and my nose, of course. So for me, Bois des Îles is a bit redundant to purchase, especially for the price tag, when you can just buy Egoist, which is even more complex because you have the carnation, you have the spices. For me, it's more multidimensional when comparing with Bois des Îles. So yeah, I was between Egoist, number 5 Loewe, which is one of the best discoveries of this year for me. Also list exclusive, Sycamore, Lilion, Cromonel. I mean, it was hard to pick one. And so I just ended up with the fragrance that is my signature scent during the summer. And actually it's a fragrance that I always recommended since I started my YouTube channel. It's Allure Homme Edition Blanche. And so I will be true to my lists and it just makes sense. Hey, even my last video I was featuring Allure Homme Edition Blanche has an alternative to Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum. I mean, so you have that. So there's that. So of course this one is the type of scent that I will always have in my collection, and it's a fragrance that I really recommend you to have to wear as an alternative to the more mass appealing, easy to wear fragrances like your blue fragrances or your just fresh, clean fragrances. This is for me the alternative that you should definitely have, because this is fresh. It has a lasting power, at least on my skin. This is an eau de parfum concentration, although a lot of people complain that this doesn't perform as good on their skin, but I never had any complaints whatsoever. I mean, I just go with 5-6 sprays. I'm a heavy sprayer, but it's with 5-6 sprays I'm good to go and will last the entire day. But it's fresh, it's appealing, it has a mass appealing to it, and still has a unique touch. This is lemon. This has spices like black pepper. This has vanilla. So this really has that, people usually say, this lemon meringue pie feel. It's this lemony, creamy, spicy scent that I definitely suggest you to try and to wear as an alternative to the more well-known fresh scents. And you will smell unique. I mean, not everyone will be wearing this one, I will guarantee you that. And you have, for example, Serjoff. Serjoff has a fragrance that it's quite inspired by this Sentier, which is Ouden, and especially Ouden Overdose, which resembles to this Sentier, this lemony, creamy, spicy Sentier. This is amazing. I absolutely love this. It's a fresh gourmand scent that I think it would be a great signature scent. So it's a fragrance that I will never stop recommending. It's Chanel Allure Homme Edition Blanche. Next fragrance is another designer, and this time is from the house of Loewe. This is another fragrance that can be a signature scent. Actually, this was featured, just like Allure Homme Edition Blanche. This one was also featured in my signature scents worthy fragrances, and it is Loewe 001 Men Eau de Parfum. Now this fragrance is more sophisticated, more elegant, more mature, I would say, when comparing with Allure Edition Blanche, because Allure Edition Blanche has that chill, more youthful impression, at least for me. This one, on the other hand, it's a bit more upscaled and it's more mature, but it's so good. This has iris, carrot seeds, musk, lots of musk, cedar wood. It's just so good. So good. It has a freshness in here, like lavender, like a bit citrusy, like bergamot, lavender, then carrot seeds, iris, a lot of bread seeds, and which is musk, and like creamy musk, and cedar wood. This fragrance is fantastic. It's so elegant. And again, this is that type of scent that it's signature scent worthy. And if you are familiarized with your Homme, with Givenchy Gentleman Cologne, or with the Givenchy Gentleman line, the current collection, of course, of the Givenchy Gentleman line, with the iris, if you are familiarized with Valentino Uomo, I mean, if you are familiarized with the designer iris fragrances like Prada L'Homme, I think you definitely need to check this one out. This is a less sweet than Dior Homme, Valentino Uomo, or Givenchy, and it's more complex than your Prada L'Homme. So I think this is a solid alternative for those, I mean, high quality fragrance right here. And it has a unique touch. It's more vegetal, and I think for me the best reference that I can give you is Iris by Hermes. I think it's the one that goes in this genre of iris, this fresh musky iris, but although the Hermes, it's still not as complex as this one. And so I think for me this is very unique and quite masculine, although I mean I think it can be unisex perfectly. It's just wonderful. It's a wonderful scent, and I love this chic, minimalistic bottle presentation of this fragrance. And Loewe, it's a fragrance house that it's very slept on, maybe because of distribution, but I highly advise you to at least check this one out. Dior de Parfum, Loewe 001 Men. Amazing signature scent. I mean, one of the most sophisticated signature scents that you can have. And the last designer fragrance that I will never stop recommending, it's from the house of Hermes, and it is Bel Ami Vetiver. Oh man, this fragrance is probably my favorite Hermes. And although my scent of the night is Voyage de Hermes Parfum, which is amazing, like an amazing cardamom. It's a cardamom bomb actually with lemon, but this is a modern chypre done right. This is leather, vetiver, and it's very dusty. It's a very dusty, rooty, leathery fragrance. For me, the only difference with the original Bel Ami, this was created by Jean-Claude Enola and it was released back in 2015. Now, the difference between this one and the original Bel Ami is that this is not as spicy as Bel Ami is. Although you still have some spices in here, but it's not as intense as in Bel Ami. This is a wonderful, masculine, gentlemanly scent. Again, fruity, dry, leathery, bit dusty. Just Wonderful, wonderful scent. It's a Modern Chypre done right. It's Bel Ami Vetiver by Hermes. Next fragrance, it's from the house of Amouage, and it is Jubilation 25. Jubilation 25 is my favorite Amouage. This is another masterpiece. This is one of the best releases of the century. This is a groundbreaking release. It's so good. Such a unique scent. And now you have some fragrances that are inspired by the Sentiene. Of course you have your typical clones, but have some niche fragrances that are inspired by this Sentiene. This is all about this juicy, realistic blackcurrant with honey, oud, resins like opopanax, a lot of frankincense, myrrh, you name it. This fragrance is just that good. And although you have a lot of notes in here, this is not a fragrance that will change that much. So you have this juicy blackcurrant with this sweet, honeyed, resinous, incensey oud, and doesn't change all that much. This fragrance is seriously one of the best creations ever, in my opinion. And it's a type of scent that I will never stop recommending. If you want to smell, a lot of people say if you want to smell expensive, regal, rich, but really, if you really want to stand out in a crowd, if you are going to an event, if you will go to a night out, I mean, if you want, in the end, just to stand out with this unique, rich, complex in a way that it has a lot of things going on, although it doesn't change, but it's still complex, it has depth. And with the fragrance set, you will not smell anywhere, at least near you, definitely. If you want to smell unique, check this one out. Just try this. This is one of the best creations out there if you want to smell, if you want to feel good, if you want to feel rich. And I think this is a bit tacky to say, I mean, luxurious. I mean, it's hard, it's really hard to define this fragrance like without you smelling, but it in the end, imagine this fruity, like berry-like, fruity, incensey, very resinous, gooey, bit sweet incensey fragrance. It's a very rich scent, very complex scent. I just love this, and it's a type of scent that I will never stop recommending. If you want to dive into Amouage fragrances, check this one out. If you want just a unique scent in your collection, if you want a fragrance to make you stand out in a crowd, just go with this one. It's Jubilation 25 by Amouage. It's, wow, a gift of kings, definitely. And now I have here 3 fragrances from the same house, Profumum Roma. It was hard, I mean, just to choose one. Usually I just go with 1 fragrance per house because I want diversity in my videos. But in this case, I mean, I'm always recommending Profumum Roma. And Profumum Roma is my favorite niche brand. So I needed to include at least three fragrances from their collection. I could include more, but these are the ones that I'm always mentioning, and these are the ones that I will always have in my collection. So this is Acqua di Sale, Patchouli, Ambra Aurea. I mean, Acqua di Sale was my scent of the day yesterday, Saturday. It's like here, I don't know if you can see, but it has a huge dent already. This is my signature scent, aside on par with Le Homme Edition Blanche. This is my signature scent. So it's basically this, Acqua di Sale, and Le Homme Edition Blanche. Although this year This I didn't use this one as much. I went with the Chanel number 5 Low, but this one is still a staple for me. This is the best aquatic fragrance out there. This is the most realistic aquatic scent. This smells literally like you just fill this bottle with ocean water with a hint of woods, and that's it. It has that seaweedy smell with those aquatic, like ocean water, literally ocean water, with seaweed and some dry wood. It's amazing. This is amazing, long lasting. I actually received a lot of compliments with this fragrance, and actually this in Italy, it's the best seller of Profumum Roma. But actually my most complimented fragrance from Profumum Roma is this one, Patchouli. And Patchouli, this is, of course, like the name implies, all about patchouli, and it's the best, again in my opinion, the best patchouli fragrance that you can buy. This is just earthy, it's cakey, it has that chocolatey, cakey, earthy patchouli, dark, oh, so intoxicating. Man, this is so good. And with some resinous nuances. It's absolutely glorious. It's a glorious fragrance here. Patchouli by Profumum Roma. It's very long lasting and has a natural smelling feel like all Profumum Roma fragrances have, and this is very long lasting also. And the last fragrance from Profumum Roma is, well, the best amber out there, Ambra Aurea. Wow, talking about a fragrance with a wow factor. This is, of course, all about labdanum, ambergris, vanilla. This is an incense, a bit of incense in here. Wow, this is a fragrance that you need to smell. I think everyone should smell this fragrance just for you to see how true amber should smell like. And of course, this also has ambergris, like has this buttery saltiness with this very resinous, sticky, gooey labdanum. Wow, this is very sticky and so dense and thick. Wow. Seriously, if you want just one amber, it's Ambra Aurea. Ambra Aurea is the answer for you. And again, really great performance. This is big. I think out of all Profumum Roma fragrances, this is the one that it's quite big and loud. Loud in a good way, of course. I mean, you need to go easy on the trigger. Because actually I have a story that I kind of overspray Ambra Aurea, and I was in the public transport, and yeah, I kind of feel the bus with Ambra Aurea, and it wasn't very pleasant, but I still absolutely love Ambra Aurea. Guys, these are the fragrances that I will never stop recommending. These are some of the finest fragrances that you can have, and if you just want a couple of fragrances, I think you can definitely check out the fragrances that I just mentioned, a couple of them at least. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me in the comments down below, what fragrances you would never stop recommending. Tell me everything in the comments down below, guys, and see you in the next video. Take care. Ciao.